All right, welcome back, everybody, to the In Off the Bench podcast. Enough of us talking college baseball with us two, Daniel. Let's actually get into talking to one of the players from my team. I'm excited every time we talk LSU baseball. Cade, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. Excited to be on the podcast and ready to get it going.
Yeah, I gotta. We don't do controversy, and I actually don't do Twitter anymore, Cade. But I gotta tell you what just happened. I'm so glad that y'all ruled them because my LSU boys they sent me a tweet. The Rage and Review dimed out the LSU YouTube page for streaming the games, illegally. And so now 4,500 LSU fans were watching this tonight. That means at least 4,500 people we know use this YouTube. And
Yeah,
so the Cajuns got salty and just ruined it for a whole bunch of LSU
just
fans.
ratted everyone out. Wow. I can't believe that, honestly. I mean,
They're Louisiana, man. They're supposed to be each other's people.
yeah, right. I mean, I know there's like we got the whole like rivalry thing going on or whatever they want to call it, but like you can't do that to your own people, man.
To me, it sounds like Jim LSU is looking for the next hero. Fans out there, who's going to be the next live streamer? Because I know somebody's going to do it. Who's going to be the hero?
Uh,
Hey,
so-
look, all I know is you remember what happened. Dude, it was the craziest thing, Cade. I was at because we live in, or he used to, but we live in Memphis, and I that weekend decided I was going to go to Memphis ECU to watch ECU more so than Memphis because Memphis wasn't very good. And I had an ECU fan hit me up and say, "Hey, it's not being streamed on anything. Would you mind going live?" And so I sat up right behind home plate because literally Memphis doesn't have seated tickets. It's like 30 GA seats available. And so I'm right behind home plate going live. And I tell Daniel, I was like, bro, 7,800 people are on my live stream right now. All like the ECU fans. I was like, this is crazy. And so I had so many people thanking me. So to Daniel's point, especially when you're talking LSU baseball, if you're the guy, if you want to be the hero, like they'll be appreciative.
I mean, so like when I was in high school last year, like all I would do in school is just fire up YouTube whenever LSU was playing and just try to stream the games wherever I could. And so I can't sit here and say that I haven't used the guys who like stream the games illegally or whatever you want to call
it's
it.
illegal, but it's like, I mean, you're not knocking over a bank, man. Like it
Right.
shouldn't be, jail time behind this.
Yeah.
I tell you what, while we're talking robbery, Daniel, this is the one thing I do want to talk about. My boy Derek Curriell got robbed by that left fielder making that play. Whew. He had already had, two bad ABs at the plate, striking out. He was looking to get some get back, got a good barrel on it.
Yeah, I mean that kid just made a good play. I mean, it's baseball. Like he literally got back in the dugout, like something that like we always tell each other is like say you like rip a ball straight at someone or some like the opposing team makes a good play. It's like you just got baseballed. So
But it's like the last time I messaged you, you had two ABs that day where you couldn't hit the ball any better. It's just happened to be right to somebody.
yeah, it's actually been happening a lot more than it probably should be. I think so. I've had like 10 ABs now, and I think I've lined out like 6 or 7 times. So I got my fair share of baseballed. But I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
That's why it's not a game for me, Daniel. I don't handle that well. I'd be losing my mind.
You know what was great baseball? Nickel State doing the right thing tonight. Just throwing a wild pitch. That was the right.
Daniel said
right
they
now.
were just trying to go home, man.
Yeah, no, got us out of there pretty quick, and then cut our.
It would have been cooler if Bear hit a grand slam, but
right.
We
I don't know if you could see me in the dugout, but as soon as Bear walked up, I stood up on the fence and I like took my hat off, threw in the home run cap, and called that. But he crushed that ball. I think that ball goes out on any other day of the week. But
he had already had one that he crushed. Couldn't have hit any harder. I mean, he went 3 for 3 and then had 2 walks. I mean, dude was on base every AB.
Yeah, I know.
They definitely are going to be seeing him in their sleep.
Yeah, Coach Johnson's starting to call him Barry Bonds now because he brought it up in like a team meeting that like all Barry Bonds did was hit homers, walk, and then hit balls 100 miles an hour for outs, and that's basically all he's been doing. He's just been
tell him the comp is actually because they actually said it on air, Daniel. I don't know if you heard this. Mark McGuire's the actual comp because they look similar too.
Yeah, I know they got that whole like redheaded beard thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I could definitely see that. He's about as big as Mark too, so
Not a bad comp at all.
yeah. That's actually a good one. I haven't heard that one yet, but yeah, I like that.
Not at all. Well, Cade, let's get into this, man. Obviously, a guy from Tomball, Texas. Where is Tomball, and what's it about?
Yeah, so Tomball is about 45 minutes north of Houston. Growing city for sure. Used to be very like small town, but population, everything's growing around there. Like now we got 2 high schools in Tomball, and they're building a 3rd one, so it's getting up there in population. But it's actually not where I grew up. So I grew up on like the other side of the highway, about 20 minutes, in kind of like almost like the Woodlands, Oak Ridge area. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that at all.
We're well versed in the Woodlands.
Let me ask you a question, Cade. We've had about 6 guests from the Woodlands. Like, why is there so much emphasis on the in front of Woodlands? Like, they say it with this certain demeanor.
Well, it's just like, I mean, it's just kind of the name of like the city. I mean, everyone that I've ever met, like, it refers to it as the Woodlands, not like Woodlands.
But they don't come on here, and it's you got to understand. Like, Daniel knows exactly what I'm talking about from the first one. Like, they just say it like it's better than everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean this is what it's like. All hell, the athletes from the Woodlands.
Now, for what it's worth, they were all legit, and we're talking LSU. Devin Fontenot was my guy, so like I'm not gonna harp too bad.
Yeah. All right, so we get the idea of the area. So if I was to visit, let's just say on the other side, Tomball, what's the one thing that you would be like, hey man, you need to check this out, or you need
Mel's
to go
Country Diner.
Mel's,
no hesitation.
Mel's Country Diner. Oh my gosh.
What are we getting? Like a country fried steak? I feel like that's
let me just tell you this. So you can go there and you can try their Mega Mel Challenge, which is a burger with like 15 patties, 15 pieces of bacon, like 15 of everything. Huge, like towering burger. Like, I don't know if you ever watched like Man versus Food, but that was like one of the first things he ever like attempted to challenge. So that's one thing you could try to take on. It's kind of what they're known for. But personally, when I go there, you got to get that country fried chicken, some mashed potatoes, and some fried okra, and that's how you do it.
That sounds fantastic, and that's exactly what I want my diner to serve. Like I mean, they didn't serve that.
I've had some places that didn't sound all that appealing when guests have told us that though did. Like I'm ready.
Oh, when I tell you like that's probably the place I like miss the most about home. Because it's about 5 minutes away from my house, and like on any given Sunday or whatever, like me and my family, we get out of church, we'll go to Mel's and get some good soul food, and then go home and knock out on the couch and watch baseball. So
they need, especially with him plugging them like this, and he's got to be considered a hometown hero. He needs to have like his picture on the wall there.
I mean, I don't know. This place might be a little bit bigger than me.
Oh, come on,
Mel's Diner. NIL right here. Let's go. Everybody, here's the thing. This is what you should do, Kate. Everybody that fails the challenge, a percentage of that should go to you for your NIL. Like, that would be just
Daniel. What would you rather have? I'm not asking Kate. I'm asking you. Would you rather eat for free forever there, or would you rather have their signature burger named after you?
Ooh. I know my answer.
What's yours, Cade?
I would 100%. Yeah, I could eat there free forever. I mean, because the Mel Burger, that's like a staple. Like, I'd feel bad if it was named after me, but if I could eat there every single day for free,
yeah, that'd be legit. I'd be as big as this house, man. It'd be great.
No kidding.
So, like, what are we having for dinner tonight? I don't know what you're having, but I'm stopping by. I guess
going back to Mel's.
You're going back to Mel's, yeah.
Oh man. So obviously you got a full family: Steve, Nikki, mom and dad. You got Chase, Reagan. You got 2 older siblings. Let me ask you this. All right, have you seen the show Landman?
No, I've heard a bunch of my teammates talking about it, but no, I haven't watched it myself. Let
me tell you this, Jim. His dad works for an oil and gas company. And that's the first thing that comes to my mind is Cade's dad is Billy Bob Thornton, and he's the landman. Like,
that's the show where they show the clip where the girl's out there and the snake's about to bite her, and he's like, "Don't touch it." I got you.
Yeah, that's it.
I really wish I knew what y'all were talking about, but
I don't know the show. I just seen the clip, and anyway, it's funny because you got somebody who's clearly grown up around there and isn't bothered by stuff outdoors, and you got this woman who's scared to death, and so anyway. But Billy Bob doesn't do very many bad movies, shows, or anything else in between. So I'll take your word. I'll check it out.
Paramount Plus, go get it. I'm telling you,
I can't stream it for free on YouTube.
Yeah, probably. You probably could.
I'm sure somebody at LSU's got it streaming. You just got to find it. Obviously, man, you were named the 2024 Texas Gatorade Player of the Year. You're ranked the #1 high school catcher by MLB.com in its 2024 draft rankings. You hit 430, 12 homers, 35 RBIs, 40 games at Tomball High School, leading your Class 6A state championship team. When you hear stuff like that, does that even like resonate, or is it kind of that's cool to have, or does that stuff like mean something to you?
I mean, out of everything you said, I think what probably means the most to me, or what definitely means the most to me, was winning that state championship. I mean, all the other stuff, I honestly, it kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. I try not to pay attention to too much of that because at the end of the day, I'm just going out there and playing baseball and trying to have fun. But like the guys that were on that state championship team, like these are guys that like I've either played with or against my whole life, and so we'd been in high school together for 4 years. We knew that our senior year we were going to be really good, and so like all we talked about from the time we all got to high school together was just our senior year, we're winning state. And so for that dream to be able to come true was like, that's probably like one of my, if not my like most favorite moment in my life so far.
So when you look back on all that, obviously being the best catcher, in the country by the MLB.com's 2024 rankings, like, to me, that shows, you could go to a lot of schools. So why LSU? I mean, a Texas guy, probably a lot of opportunities in the state to go play baseball and further your career, but you choose to go, to LSU, which, I mean, I'm not.
You better watch anything you're fixing to say. Like,
I'm not second.
I can send you off this podcast.
I'm not second guessing your decision, but if you have all these options, how is it LSU? And don't tell me because they won a national championship. All right, cool. Like,
No,
whatever. Give me the real. Like, why
okay.
LSU?
So, for one, the coaching staff. I mean, Coach Johnson, Coach Jordan, Coach Simpson, like these are all guys who I have been talking to for a long time and had always had like great communications with. And like even like Coach Simpson, before he was a collegiate coach, he was like an area scout for the Texas Rangers. And I've been having connections with him since like even before I got into high school from like doing all the area code stuff. And so with them, it really just felt like a really close, like personal connection, not like player coach, but like coaches like who genuinely care about you and like want to develop you. And just that the effort that they put into like showing me and telling me like how they're going to develop me personally and turn me into the best player I can be. And like that just like really made me excited and wanted to come here. And like obviously like they have a history of making good players great players, like guys like Dylan Cruz who like could have taken like big money out of high school. Like they come to LSU and they're going to be like great players for a long, long time. And so that was probably the biggest reason. But also I've also just been like a huge LSU fan my whole life. So my mom's from Shreveport. And so she grew up going to every kind of LSU game that you could think of. And so she's always been an LSU fan. When she met my dad, she turned him into an LSU fan. And so I, like every Thanksgiving, like we'd always throw on like college football, and it's always LSU. And so it's just like stuff like that. Like I've always like had a dream to like play for LSU, and it just like really like when I had the opportunity, I couldn't say no. Like I could show you baby pictures of me and my family in LSU gear.
Well, to solidify what you said, we were actually Dylan's first show that he ever did his freshman year, and he talked about everything you just did, why he wanted to come to LSU. And me and Daniel have talked about this. Like, there are a lot of guys that believe that you can go ahead and go pro and become better that way. I don't think there's a better way than playing in the SEC under the right coaching staff. And
Absolutely.
we see how it happened with Dylan. And we actually, in our other show, Pros and Joes, where we have guys that we had on from college, we had Ty Floyd and Luke Coleman the other day. And I was asking Ty just about watching all his teammates thrive in the minor league. You have two of them already called up to the show. You got two knocking on the door. And he said exactly what you said. It speaks to the coaching staff because they all come there with talent. Daniel talks about you being the number one ranked player, but when you get on a team like LSU, everybody's like the number one ranked player from somewhere.
Right. Yeah. Like
it's that next step.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Like, and even like all the coaches say this, like they turn talent into superstars, And so, like I got to campus and like you mentioned earlier, like what it means to be like ranked like number one catcher, like this and that. Like for me, I'd really just try to make it go in one ear and out the other. Cause like I do show up to a college campus like this and I'm just another one of the guys on the team because everybody here is a phenomenal player. And so it's just the level of care and intent they put into like developing us. It's just such a big separator.
Yeah, and one of the coolest parts about coming to LSU, as a catcher, like knowing the pitching staff that you're going to get to catch, you're going to get to catch some of the most elite guys. Like, this fall, just how exciting was it to catch these guys that like if there's anybody who knows, obviously we could talk about the hitters, but catching them, what this team can do and why they can win a national championship because of the quality arms.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is, obviously, like this is by far the best pitching staff I've ever been a part of and got to catch. And so it's really been a big like learning and development phase for me because, I could sit here and tell you a million different reasons why I'm a different and better player now than I was when I first showed up to campus and tried catching these guys. And it's just been so much fun. And like a story I like to tell is like Chase Shores. It was like me and Chase have known each other since I was 13 or 14 and he was 16. And we were both playing for the same team on like a summer ball. And that was like the first time I'd ever met him, got to catch him. And I was like, wow, like this guy's going to be really good. And so like we always stayed in communication. We were always friends, whatever. And then so when it come time for like me to make that decision, like, hey, like pro ball or college, like he texted me a few days before the draft. And it was just like, hey, I want you to come to LSU and like I want you to catch me. And so that like really made me smile. And like so now being able to like do that, I go out there, I could catch Chase, and it's just really like a cool experience, like a full circle moment. So it's been a lot of fun getting to handle all these guys.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and another thing is, obviously the depth of the catching staff, but specifically getting to be with Luis Hernandez, right? A guy who's a veteran that you can learn from. How much has that been able to help you in your development? Not just talking about the pitchers, not just talking about the coaching staff, but having a guy like that you can lean into.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Luis and all the catchers are super, super close. Like we're always talking to each other. We always hang out, whatever. But Luis has been such like a big role and just kind of like showing me, explaining things to me. Cause like a guy with 4 years of college experience, like that's something I don't have. And so he's helped me a lot, like through some of like the hard times or challenges that like have come along. And cause he's just so knowledgeable. He's a great player and probably an even better person too. And so he's done a really good job of like explaining things to me, helping me out with stuff, and really just kind of being that like big brother, And so I really appreciate Luis.
Yeah, and when you talk about character like that, I'm curious. had him on the show multiple times. He was a staple for years. Alex Milazzo was the catcher before. Obviously saw him first weekend. He was out there as part of like an autograph session, but through the fall and everything, did he come around and talk to you guys at all?
So he came around a couple times. I never really talked more to him than just like, hey, how you doing? Whatever, just kind of like that formal introductions, whatever. We never really had the time to like sit down and talk catching or stuff like that. But I've only heard great things about Al, and from everyone who has played with him, and from everyone who's a fan of him, who's just high character. Everyone loves him. Worked his butt off, and so. Like, he just sounds to me like the guy you want to like try to become,
Yeah. Well, I saved this story. I haven't even told Daniel this because I wanted live reacts. But when me and my son were down there opening weekend, you and Luis were both, from my son's vantage point, getting talked bad about because Alex Milazzo was his guy. He always treated my son like royalty when he came around. And so when they announced who the catchers were, and he was like, I don't like them. I was like, what? You don't even know them. He's like, they're not Alex. Like, bro, like he's 12, of course. So I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny you have that mentality. Like, he's been watching this guy for as long, because we've been going to the games. He's been going to them for like 4 years. So Alex been there the whole time. And so, yeah, we got to get him through a transition process. But he dismissed y'all without even giving you a chance, little turd.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't blame him though. Like, he's been here for the last 4 years, and so. I mean, he's just kind of the staple of the catchers at LSU, and so, I mean, I can't blame him at all. But hopefully by the time I'm done at LSU, hopefully his mind will be changed and I can be up there.
We'll have it done soon enough.
Yeah.
But man, let's talk about it. Don't want to keep you on here too much longer, but you've played in 7 out of the 8 games in various roles. Obviously, you've been a pitch hitter sometimes, coming in to catch at the end of games, or you've started the games. We talk about the depth of the catching staff, and we talk about Luis Hernandez. Are you at all surprised by the amount of time you've been able to get on the field?
I mean, it's not really like a surprise to me, or even if I wasn't playing as much, it still probably wouldn't be a surprise because mentally, I'm always just prepared to go in at any point in the game. Like, if I'm starting, that's great. If I get a tap on my shoulder, hey, go get hot, you're going in to catch, great. Like, I just really just try to make the most of every opportunity I get. And the coaches do such a good job of preparing us, pre-game practices, everything. So when I do go in, it's not like I'm super sped up and anxious and trying to do too much. I can really just go in there and just do what I've always done my whole life, go catch and have fun, And so
what do you if you had a choice between the two, because I know that they make catcher changes sometimes because of pitchers. Would you rather come in to catch the back end of a game, or would you rather get a pinch hit opportunity?
Ooh, I just feel like that would have to depend on the situation. Say we're
let's just say you were tagged to the closer, just for the sake of the argument.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's say you were going to come in and be a part of that battery to close the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it was a huge game and this is a game that we needed to win, that would be a really cool, really fun experience. But it could go vice versa. Same thing. If I'm getting a pinch hit at bat in a crucial situation where I could win or lose a game, I just don't know if that's beatable, And so I guess
for love of the game where he had to have his catcher. He said he was replacing him in the lineup, and he was like, "Nope, I got to have Gus." I feel like there's probably pitchers who might have enough clout to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna hate me for this, but I've actually never seen that movie.
I don't expect you to. That movie's older than you are. Well, we realize how old you are now. You're good. I do have a question, man. Am I ever gonna get to? There's nobody I'm closer to on the team than Gavin, and I don't even want to text him because he's got to be boiling over at this point because he had to. Am I ever gonna get to see my dude pitch? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's one of those things where coach is just saving him for the right situation.
Well, I know he was supposed to get that start originally.
He was supposed to get that start, and that game getting rescheduled just kind of messed up that whole schedule because then we immediately had to turn around and play that series, and then there was really no big role for him to come in, and Coach Johnson has just been wanting to get a lot of guys some experience too, like some of the freshmen and guys who really didn't pitch last year. And so, I mean, Gavin's staying ready, he's staying prepared, and he knows that whenever he does come in, it's going to be
bad for whoever he faces. He already is an emotional guy when he's pumped, like he and throws his best stuff. I mean, we saw it in Omaha when he closed down the game. He's going to probably come out there pissed at whoever, and they didn't even do nothing.
Oh yeah, you should hear him talk about. You should hear him talk about it in the dugout or even in like the locker room. He's just like, when I come in, I'm gonna go ape.
Look, I ain't gonna throw him under the bus on the show, but I screenshot to Daniel the last text he said to me about when he gets out there. It wasn't PG.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good ball club that you guys are playing on Wednesday, so pretty good opportunity to put a guy out there who's.
I mean, let's go right to that. You know, you said you were an LSU fan, but it doesn't change the fact that you grew up in Texas. You're going to play in Globe Life, a pro baseball field. I've gone down there for the college baseball showdown a couple of times. I've seen what it looks like when you play in there. It's just a cool thing, but it's not just a normal midweek game either. You're going against DBU, a ranked team. Does it have a little extra meaning as a guy from Texas playing in a big league park?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I have played in Globe Life before. It was last summer for an All-American game. And matter of fact, Kason Evans and Cooper Williams were there with me. And Mikey Ryan too. So a bunch of us played in that like All-American game there. And I think during that, it was a little bit more of like a starstruck moment. But like now, since I have been there, I have played in that stadium. Like now I can just like really just kind of focus on this like game, because like this game isn't just like a regular midweek, you know, like you said, like they're a ranked opponent, and like this is our first like real challenge of the year. And so I think everyone is like really excited and really focused and wanting to get this game in, because we've been dying to play like some.
Daniel's probably picking against you because he low-key likes DBU.
DBU is a great program.
He just likes them because they have the same initials.
Yeah.
You know, I can't hate it. That's for sure. I can't hate it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we snagged one of their best guys in Connor Benj, so can't hate them too much.
No, they're definitely and here's what I'll say. Like, with the clout that you guys bring, you're going to get everybody's best shot, especially these midweek games, and even a nickel.
This is a resume builder.
Yeah, but this is one that's a little bit different. This isn't a Nickel State. This isn't a Jacksonville. This is a very prestigious, you know, over the past 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. They've been perennial, you know, great pitching staff, you know, can swing the bat, and here they come, and it's going to be on a neutral site. Yeah. So, you know, what is the expectation to win, or is the expectation just let's continue to get guys some time, let's see what they got, let's slow the game down for everybody, or it's like, no, we're.
In other words, is it a typical midweek situation, or do you treat it more like you would on a regular weekend basis?
Well, I mean, every game, our expectation is to go out there and completely like massacre whoever we're playing against. And so, I mean, in that sense, yes, it is just like any other game that we play. Like, we're going to try to go out there and we're going to try to go, as coach would say, like make them regret their life decision to play baseball. So
that's
which reminds me, I almost forgot an important question. And this is a pretty cool story for you. You know, we just talked about you being young, but if you don't know this guy, we're gonna have to re-talk about you choosing LSU. But I was actually at Ole Miss over the weekend watching the game, but I was standing there watching LSU on the phone with Eddie Furness, the LSU legend, 97-98 champ, because his son Will plays on Ole Miss. And we watched as the game ended against Omaha where they lost. And he said the best thing that could have ever happened was they had a doubleheader to immediately get that off their back. Is that a true statement? Does it help that you immediately play them and run rule them right after?
Yes. Like from a team standpoint and like a connection standpoint, like there is nothing better that could have happened than exactly what did. Because like we were able to move past that like extremely fast. Like as soon as the game was over, we are already focused on what our task the next game.
We were talking because everybody was talking about LSU and A&M both losing a game, and me and Daniel were talking about the difference in the situation. Y'all got to turn around and run rule them. A&M ended their weekend on that. They get 3 days to stew on it.
Right? Yeah, they got to sit on that one. But no, so like Coach Johnson even like explained it like that. Like we got to be able to focus up and turn it around. Like we can't get stuck on, oh, we just lost, blah, 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 because we're playing 2 games in the same day. So for us to be able to come out there and, take care of business, it was really good.
Well, Daniel, if you got anything else, I know we want to let him get out of here, but I definitely, Cade, I appreciate what you do for LSU, and as a fan, I look forward to as you continue to get better this year.
Yes, sir.
And I would normally be there this weekend. I got to have a shoulder surgery, so y'all got to take care of business, even though I'm not going to be there, and my son's not going to be able to grow this fandom for you.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can watch a little bit, and I hope everything goes smooth with your shoulder. Like,
yeah, I mean, my playing days are over.
Yeah.
What do you think, Daniel? I mean, actually, they ended after high school. Who am I lying to? But
nah, you need to go ahead and have that surgery, bro.
Hey, fun fact though. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Cade. I heard it working out, doing a Veterans Day routine. We put a little extra on it, but I completely tore my chest apart from my shoulder, proving some kids wrong, winning $100 dunking a basketball. So I ain't just that old.
He didn't dunk about. He jumped on a trampoline, and the trampoline propelled him high enough.
A mini tramp onto a 10-foot basketball goal, two-handed, hung all over. The fun fact is, no other adult could do it. Daniel, you wouldn't have been able to do it. I don't know.
Stop it! You're lying right
See,
now.
Trampolines and basketball, that's just a recipe for disaster.
I mean, the injury didn't come from any. It just I was supposed to be in a sling as it was. So
yeah.
But I mean, whatever. I'm gonna get it repaired. I'm gonna do. You seen at least Rookie of the Year?
Yes, I have.
So I'm gonna be like Rowan Gardner. I never even played.
You're just gonna come back throwing gas.
Yeah, I got eligibility 4 years. Yeah. I've never used any. Let's
go. After the shoulder surgery, who knows? You might come back out throwing 95 with movement.
I mean, what you could do is you could go to JUCO and then get yourself prepared, not lose any years, and then transfer right over. I mean, it's
6-year super duper senior.
Yeah,
once I turned 40,
50-year-old super senior.
Once I turned 40, I got out on the whole running thing, so I think I'm done with all these things we're discussing. I'll stick to watching from the chairbacks at LSU.
Yeah.
All right, Cade, before we bounce, let's play a quick little game of this or that. You down?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, this is the speed version of the game. All right, I'm going to give you 2 options. You choose one or the other. Can't say both, can't say neither. Just be decisive and go with one.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Jim, this or that. Who's it brought to you by?
Chinook Cedary, 8 flavors, mild to wild, the best in the game. I was chewing them while I was at LSU. Even had to talk, like I was talking about Ty Floyd. He still eats dill pickle. Daniel, they're still gross. Not me. You do the barbecue with the cinnamon toast. That's what I recommend for everybody.
Let me tell you something. I had a little Hatch chili, low key, very very good, very good Hatch chili. You won't be disappointed if you throw a few of those back. All right, first question on the sunflower seed train, Biggs or Chinook?
Chinook. They have good flavors. That's easy.
You just had to make sure the last LSU player messed this up. It's right there in the corner, man. It's like, come on.
Well, I just think Chinook's better. Like even if like it wasn't what it is, like they just have like the good flavors because they're the ones that have like the cinnamon churro or whatever it is, right? Yeah.
That's what Daniel's talking about. He mixes the cinnamon with the barbecue, calls it smoking toast.
Oh, that actually might not be a bad idea. I was munching on some dill pickle once today in the dugout after I got out of the game.
Oh,
that's the one flavor Daniel can't get down with.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Hey, to each their own, man. Beach or lake?
Beach for sure.
All right. Would you rather play MLB The Show with LSU or Fortnite?
Ooh. Oh, I think MLB The Show with LSU. I'm just so excited for that game to come out. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I had like a little NIL deal with Fortnite. So.
No, I saw it. That's what maybe asked.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think the MLB The Show with the college team changed the game because you're just like most of the guests that came on. Everybody plays Fortnite or Call of Duty, and every time we ask, nobody really plays the baseball games as baseball players. But I think now that they can play with their school teams, it changes everything.
Yeah, it's going to be really weird when my created players playing playing with myself on the LSU. So it's going to be a little weird for sure. But no, I've always loved MLB The Show. I've been playing it since like 2019, 2020. So I'm excited for that game to come out.
It'll be a fun, and it may be a thing for your pitchers, Daniel. Probably 90% of the pitchers that we've had on the show from everywhere love either Call of Duty or Fortnite. They love sniping people. It's like a thing for pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, honestly. I mean, we have a bunch of guys on our pitching staff who play Call of Duty. I think it's DJ Primo is like obsessed with that game. So,
Dolander explained it for us. That's with the Rockies now. That was with Tennessee.
Yeah.
He says you spend so much time thinking about baseball, you have to find something that can just completely take you away from it. And he says for him, when he's playing Call of Duty, like he's not thinking anything about baseball.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's worried about getting sniped by 8-year-olds.
Yeah, or probably another collegiate pitcher.
Yeah. Purple or gold uniforms?
Oh, y'all are gonna hate me for this, but I love our purple jerseys.
You know me. I'm a rare breed. I'm also the guy that would do black jerseys with purple on them. And
I'm the exact same way. If we had a black jersey with purple lettering and like gold outlines or white outlines, I think that would be the best jersey ever. I'm a huge fan of black jerseys.
Yes.
It'll
never happen though. The traditionalists will never let
us. Yeah, never.
You know what's crazy? These traditionalists, the same folks out there bootlegging the streams, putting it on YouTube, but can't do a black uniform.
You saw what happened when Mississippi State did. They even won a national championship wearing the Sunday blacks, and they still got rid of them because the people didn't like them having them.
See that?
That's wow. Wild times, man. Wild times.
Yeah.
All right. Bucket list concert or bucket list sporting event?
Bucket list sporting event. I'm not a huge fan of like going to concerts and stuff, but if it had to be a sporting event, I'd definitely do I'm not going to say World Series just because this is like we'll try to keep it away from baseball. But if it had to be something, either probably like either like a big like major in like the PGA Tour or actually honestly my top answer would be like a big card for like a UFC fight.
Hey, we haven't had that one yet. If all the guests we've asked, we have never actually had that.
Really?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about UFC fights, Cade. I went to one, and it is like a library until there's action, and then it's the loudest place that you've ever been.
I bet. Yeah.
And then it's just this rise and fall of crowd volume. But like when it's nobody's like doing anything, it is very quiet.
The thing I find most interesting is when you have like the prelim fights that are amazing and like and then the championship match is like 13 seconds.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes watching the prelims and watching these like non-ranked fighters just go at it to try to like prove themselves, like honestly, those are half the time better fights than the actual main card. But no, I enjoy watching the UFC. Anytime there's like a big card going on, we get together as a team at someone's house and we'll hang out, watch the fight, cook some food. So it's pretty cool.
I like that. It's a new answer, Daniel. I always like a new answer.
Absolutely. All right. Last question. We'll let you get out of here. 5 years in jail or 10 years in a coma?
Oh.
The short and arduous route or the long and easy route?
What am I in jail for?
It doesn't matter. It's like, why do people say that? You're in jail.
He's trying to make sure his name isn't messed up.
Yeah, I mean, because 5 years in jail
for streaming games illegally for.
Yeah, could ruin the rest of my life. But if I'm out for 10 years, I can wake up and it's just 10 years. But if it's, let's say it was for streaming illegal LSU baseball games, then probably 5 years in jail.
No, that's just jail is
Daniel,
jail.
I agree. Look, he would be 28 years old, man, when he woke up from the coma, man.
Yeah.
Pushing 30, his athletic career would be over. That's tough.
Yeah.
Daniel's so scared of jail, he'll never go.
If I'm in jail for 5 years, I could at least like kind of work out and keep myself in shape. But if I'm out for 10 years, I'm done. So
Daniel's so scared of jail. He said if I was in there, he wouldn't visit me.
Come on, can't do
He
that.
said he wouldn't go in the parking lot.
Bro, I'm not going in jail. Not even
to see your boys. Come on.
I'm not even driving down the street of the jail.
We have rephrased and retooled these questions over 5 years. It used to be friends, like basically it was formatted to where he would he throw me under the bus to not have to go to jail, and he would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
He'll do anything to not go. He also has chosen money over me. Like he basically, I don't know why we're friends.
I'm a terrible friend. When it comes to the real stuff, don't look at me.
Yeah, no, that's brutal. You really got to reevaluate what's going on there.
They name streets after me. One way, bro.
One way. Yeah, there it is.
Well, you need to send me one way to bed, bro. Close this thing down.
All right, Cade, anything you want to plug or promote before you get out of here, man?
Nah, man, I'm just very excited to be here, excited for the season starting to get going, and ready for this long year that awaits us. Gonna be a fun one. So
yeah, I tell you, because like I said, I'm gonna be down. It'll be a while before I'm there. But Daniel, you've seen the schedule. I'll be watching LSU at home or on the road, the last four, and that's the stretch because it's Tennessee, A&M, Arkansas, and South Carolina. So like it's gonna be a long break because I only see when Mississippi State comes to LSU. But that last four, it's on.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it as well because we have all the tools to be a team that could be remembered forever. So, we're working hard and we're making sure that we're showing up every day with the same attitude and, really just trying to put that work in because we do have the chance to be a team that's really special. So we're really excited.
Absolutely. So this in 2 days, you got Dallas Baptist, number 18 team in the country versus number 3 team. You guys got a big test. I mean, obviously, you got the College Baseball Series. That's at Globe Life. Then this weekend, you got the Frisco College Baseball Classic. You got Kansas State. You got Nebraska. You got Sam Houston. So a lot of good baseball for the rest of this week to close you guys out, man. Cade, we appreciate you carving out some time for us.
As
always.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, we wish you a happy, safe, successful, injury-free season. And no matter what, however the season goes, hopefully it's a magical one for you. But either way, we'll bring you back on and we'll talk about it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to coming back on here. So I appreciate it.
Your flight, bro.
Yeah, for real. All right. If you like hearing Cade's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube. I need you to do 3 things. Click like, click subscribe, click notifications. That way you are the first to know when we drop new content because it's always being updated. New content's dropping on our regular. So make sure you're checking that out. We'll be back Wednesday night. We're going to talk Oklahoma gymnastics. We got a lot in store for you. Jim's got surgery on Thursday. Wish him luck. I mean, there's just so much going on this week. It's a busy week, but we're going to be here for you. So as always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.